Okay, we're going to take a moment today to kind of pause on our spreadsheets and revisit our website that we created last week. You are going to create a new web page within that website and just do a simple website creative story. So you're going to kind of follow through one of these prompts, pick a prompt, and that's the idea that you're going to use while you're working with your website. To open up your website, if you remember, you go to sites.google.com. Again, that's sites spelled sites.google.com. And you should have a page that looks like this. If you don't see your creative tech page created from last week, you may need to check with a neighbor to see how it was done. It's very simple, just simply clicking on create. But since I already have one here, and most of you should, you're going to click on creative tech, open it up, and you should get the page that we started building here. Now, depending on what all customizations you did, you may or may not have everything that you see here in front of us, but we only need one thing, and that is this button right here, which is the create page button. And if you don't see this button, you might be in edit mode right now and you'll need to click save to get out of that. But I'm going to go ahead and click create page, and it'll give me some options. I'm going to go ahead and call this creative story, and I'm going to leave it as a web page and click create. Now, as it's creating this, one of the first things we want to do is get rid of this comments area down here. So if you remember, you need to click save to get back into these controls. Click on the gear and go to page settings. That will allow you to do allow attachments and allow comments to remove those things. So I'm going to go ahead and click save on this, and it gives me back to my blank page that I've just created. I'm going to get back into edit mode by clicking on the little pencil up here, and now I can go ahead and start my creative story. Now, if you read the directions, it wants you to kind of pretend that this is a Word document, so go ahead and put in your 4-line heading like you normally would. So that would be your name, period, date, assignment, name, and let's just say this is February 23rd. And this assignment name is just going to be called Creative Story. Enter 3 times just like I did before. Go ahead and center this. Use your same formatting that you normally would, size 18, bold, and then this is where your title is going to be. Switch it back down to 12, turn off bold, enter 1, 2, 3 times, and get yourself over here to the left. Now obviously this doesn't 100% translate into a web page how you would normally do a web page, but we're sort of doing a hybrid here. So this is where you're going to take a look at your writing prompts and decide which prompt you're going to actually write a story about. You want to have a couple of different paragraphs. I would say 3 paragraphs would be a sufficient amount of good paragraphs. You're also going to want to put a picture in or an image of some sort. So if you remember how to get a image in, you got to go to insert image, and that is where you can either upload an image that you have, or you can use the web address of an image that you find on Google Images, and we went over that on Friday on how to do that and how to get the URL. If this ends up being the stumbling block and you have everything else, this is something that we can also kind of revisit if we need to. So again, as you're going through here, indent your paragraphs and take a look, make sure your size is correct. It looks like my size accidentally popped to 18 again. I'm going to shrink that back down. And so here's my sample story. And let's say I'm ready to go ahead and throw my image in here. And let's just for example's sake, say my story has something to do with a dinosaur. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Google Images, search for a dinosaur. Once I find one I like, just as a reminder, I need to click on View Image. That should give me the actual image URL up here at the very top. So that is up here, if you can take a look up here. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that. And go back to my story. And let's say I want to go ahead and put my image right here. I'm going to go to Insert Image, do the web address URL. Paste that URL. It gives me a little image here, and click OK. And then I'm going to kind of take a look at not only the sizing that I want to use, maybe a medium, but also I have this one single option on how to do text wrapping. And I don't really have a whole lot of options other than wrapping it here on the left, centered, or over to the right. So websites don't have a lot of wrapping options that you can do within their actual tools. So once I have that together, I'm going to go ahead and save this page, and it is ready to be submitted, which we will do tomorrow by submitting a link.